Hello everybody, welcome back to another video. I'm hoping you guys are all having a fantastic day. So today's upload is going to be about the potential for, or at this point really likelihood, about the snowstorm that will be going on across the country. The Kansas, Missouri, Nebraska, Iowa, Illinois area, all those states will be under the gun, and Wisconsin and Michigan really, for some pretty significant snowfall. Now, this may not be, the highest snowfalls you've ever seen or anything of that sort, but trust me, they'll be significant. And, especially for this time of the year. I mean, it's the October 29th, and we're talking about snow as far south as central Illinois. So, that definitely is a cause for concern. Winter weather advisories have been issued across a great portion of the country. Let me actually show you right now. Let me zoom out of this and look at that. Basically all of Kansas, all of southern Nebraska, parts of northern Missouri, all of the panhandle of Oklahoma and Texas are going to be seeing snow and into Illinois. So potentially very heavy snowfall occurring in a couple of different phases and waves. Also, the clock is singing, so I guess, it's that time. All these things around 3 minutes before the hour changes, and apparently I like recording videos at that time as well. So consider subscribing, guys. Consider liking this video. It really means a lot. If you like this video, it gets out to more people. So really consider liking this video. It really means a lot. So it would be a blessing if you could do that. I would love you, and I love you anyways, but consider doing that, please. So notice how the GFS doesn't really do a good job of showing how many waves this will come in. This will basically come in a couple of waves. So the first wave will be really across today, tonight, and into tomorrow morning, Wednesday morning, across the Illinois, Missouri, Kansas area, and then really the snow starts picking up across these areas, but it's not really depicted by the GFS as two separate waves. Notice also how it forms a really strong deformation band with some potentially very heavy snow. Just for, I won't really use a GFS too much, but just for a glance at, this is what the GFS is showing in terms of snowfall. You can see some pretty substantial amounts, 9, 6, 7 inches widespread across central and northern Illinois. If you live downtown Chicago, the chances are lower that you'll be seeing snow. However, there are some recent indications showing that you may actually be seeing some more snow than previously thought. Let's focus on, let's say, the HRRR model. The HRRR model is very high resolution, and it does a way better job than the GFS, obviously, in the short term, because it only goes out to 18 hours or 34 on every 6-hour interval, so it sacrifices its long-range if you want, into its accuracy. And you can see it basically shows a first wave. So right here, this is a strong frontal genesis band forming right across Missouri and central Illinois. This really shifts into a good portion of the Illinois state and into Michigan. Notice how this could actually by itself drop around 4 inches across these areas. Notice also how the exact city of Chicago may not be seeing that much snow, but again, there's been some indications that the snow may be pushing further towards the city now, so that is definitely interesting. But definitely a chance of snow, some heavy snow. I mean, this thing will be very heavy snow at pockets of isolated, probably 3 to 4 inches an hour. Not maybe for an hour, but at times for a couple of minutes, definitely reduced visibility. And this is early on in the morning. This is around 4 o'clock in the morning, Wednesday. This is now 6, 7. Notice how there's some widespread snow, not really widespread, but localized very heavy snow. And notice how it just kind of falls apart, and that's kind of the first wave, coined the first wave. And now this is the second wave, which the HRRR model really starts underplaying and does not really show much snow across the Kansas area with this. So that would be actually interesting if we were to see this form. Notice how many counties across Kansas get completely missed out by this. But I'm sure that the HRRR model will just adjust, and this is where that second bigger wave comes through. This thing could really pound one heck of snow into the area. So as we get closer into the forecast range, we'll definitely see more and more, lining up with the models and some more agreement. But at this point, the HRRR model is showing some substantial amounts of snow already from this first wave, localized up to 4, 5 to 3 inches of snow among this. And notice how downtown Chicago may just get excluded from that. But if you look at the more recent model runs, it really increases the snowfall, first of all, up to 4 or 5 inches. But then also it pushes it way closer towards the lake. So this is something very interesting that we'll have to watch. And if the National Weather Service, decides to put this up, or we may have to, we may be looking at some snowfall accumulations towards the city, which would be very interesting. But notice how, again, it doesn't really show that snow across central Kansas. That's a big question mark. Though, again, the snowfall amounts are pretty significant with this first band, showing signs of up to 4 or 5 inches easily, no problem. I think it could actually overperform. Let's go to I wanted to show you the European model. So let's go to windy.com. Windy.com is a very good website, shows the European model, very quick loading, and it's free for all users, which is awesome. So I really highly recommend this website, as well as Tropical Tidbits. I mean, seriously, these two websites are amazing. And there's many more that I use. Pivotal Weather, another amazing website, and they're all really good sources, and they're free. So you could see this is for the European model, what it thinks it's going to happen out of the snowstorm, what the scenario is going to be. So notice in the areas where this band doesn't develop, some lighter accumulations up to 3 inches, but by city of Chicago, you could see 4, 5, 6 inches possibly, according to the European. By the immediate lakeshore amount, maybe around 3 to 2 inches, which is way more significant than what the other models are showing. And notice how it shows 9, 10, 11 inches possible in that band, which is, again, way more significant than what the other models are showing. This is what it thinks will fall out of this band by itself. Or notice how 4.9 very stark amounts, or very drastic amounts. I mean, that may not seem like a lot. I mean, but we're talking, again, October, Halloween. Lots of trick-or-treaters will get absolutely slammed by snow. Maybe not from this band. This will be occurring tomorrow, but from the Thursday snow. Potential for a lot of snow. And notice how this one does put snow across Kansas, unlike the HER model. So that's very interesting. Looking at the National Weather Service map, Missouri, the Kansas City area, seeing some snow as well. Not as much as part of central and northern Illinois, but you could see 1 to 2 inches from Kansas City up to St. Joseph and through Falls City, Maryville, by the Iowa border. And it gets a little bit further as you move north and east of the city, getting to 2 to 3, maybe even 3 to 4 inch range. So that would be very interesting to see if what the snowfall amounts are going to end up being here across Illinois. Notice how, again, they're saying 2 rounds of snow. The first one basically showing 83 to 62 to 83% chance of an inch or more with this first wave, and then with the second wave, you can see best chance for accumulating snow. They're saying away from the lake shore. But this was at 5:16 a.m. And if I were to look at the Chicago National Weather Service office, they're thinking, again, the highest snowfall accumulations away from the city. But this is actually pretty old, issued Tuesday 4/15. Yes, but some of these snowfall amounts are looking to be more than 4 inches now. And notice how they increased the travel impacts, or the probability of 1 inch or more snow Thursday evening pretty significantly for the city of Chicago. And the contrasts are stark. Again, very, very defined, that made no sense. Very defined contrast with the no and yes, a lot of snow and no snow. So that's interesting. If we go to the mountains right now, it's absolutely getting hammered. Denver, Colorado got snow this whole day, and now it's still seeing snow 3 to 5, 2 to 4 tonight, through this afternoon, 3 to 5. And notice how it's not really too heavy. I mean, we don't see really any green colors, which indicate the heavier stuff. We see some light blues, but again, that's mountains, and mountains sometimes may be deceiving, maybe actually snowing much harder than it actually is. This is the radar as of right now, full resolution. Look at this. Let's go to loop the image, and let's go down over. This is where the precip is coming from. Notice how this whole system is starting to take shape across Georgia, Alabama, Mississippi. There's a lot of precip in terms of rain coming up, and then this is basically what will produce that heavy snow across northern Illinois. This stuff right here, this good stuff, and this is actually quickly progressing up to the north. So we will see what exactly, this may reach a little bit sooner than predicted. So that's interesting, but that's basically all I have for you guys. Consider subscribing, consider liking this video. I mean, I could look at the long range for a little bit, and okay, so let's see what the GFS, this is the latest model run, I mean, just came in. Notice how it shows away from the lakeshore of Chicago, but good hefty amounts across Kansas City. We will just have to wait and see whether these amounts are underestimated or an overestimate. At this point, I think that this is fairly accurate, or maybe a little bit overestimated in some locations, but I think it's underestimated by the lakeshore in Chicago. I think there will be some higher amounts. And if we go to, say, the long range, let's zoom back out to the continental United States, it seems like there could be some more snow systems, more snowstorms. If you go through the 384-hour range, where you could see some, quite a bit of snow occurring across these locations in the long range and across the north, as well. So that would be very interesting to see if that were to actually occur. All of this snow in the long range, which it's November, yes, but it's still pretty high snowfall amounts for this time of the year. So thank you guys so much for watching. Consider liking the video, consider subscribing to the channel. I'll catch you all guys in the next episode. See ya. Bye.